start off by saying a lot of trans people identify as gay first. When they realize that it's more than that, that it's actually their identity, I know that a lot of the peers in their group feel that this new group is stealing, their feminine men or their butch women. But that's not the case. It's just for the realization of oneself. Being gay has to do with who you're attracted to, but being trans is knowing who you are above anything else.
I feel like I wanna smack somebody, turn around and bitch slap somebody.
If I was a woman who liked women, I would not be able to give that up easily if I enjoyed being a woman. I know a lot of stud, butch women who look pretty much like a man, but they enjoy being a woman. They do enjoy that feeling of being a woman. That some of them want to experience childbirth. If you feel, bad for being gay, that wouldn't be a quick fix, because I know what it's like to have a body you don't identify with, or to be socialized in a way you don't identify with.
But I ain't going out, bro. No. I ain't giving in to it.
I think that this next one is it's a really hard one to overcome, but I found, or I heard a quote, and it's so awesome and so accurate and so eloquent. So I'll just read that to you. There's this misbegotten notion that trans men and women are about playing dress up and fooling people. But to be trans is to feel the truth so acutely that you can't fake it. It is to be consumed with the truth of who you are, that you are willing to risk everything to inhabit it, to refuse to be what other people have decided you are. This is an act of courage few individuals dare to try. I'll just leave it at the quote.
Anxiety's bashing my mind and terrorizing my soul like Bin Laden.
It's so not about that. I think if anybody did that, I think they would be crazy. First of all, if this is your reason, no therapist is going to let you near a knife, ever, because it is an important choice. For FTMs, bottom surgery isn't even that good. For MTFs, I could not imagine being a male, enjoying being a male, and changing my whole identity just to have a vagina. Especially male to female facing this discrimination that they do. There's discrimination both ways, but for FTMs, it's understood why you would want to be male. They feel like, oh, you just want to be a guy because we're obviously the better gender. But to be a man and have it all and then want to deign to be a woman is looked down upon like crazy. I just can't imagine going through all that for sex.
But I ain't falling down, bro. No. I won't lose control, bro.
So my take on this one is, for mental conditions that are manifested physically, but it begins with the brain, you treat the brain. For example, Tourette's, you have these involuntary movements and sounds, and you don't tie them down or sit them down and be like, can you just stop? Just focus on stopping, because it's not going to happen. But you can treat the brain. However, trans people never complain. It's never said, I have a brain issue. It's always said, I have a body issue. I feel like if it was a brain condition, they could fix it. They could shock it away. They could surgery it away. But it still remains. I know there's been some research done, and it's one of the theories that's out is that it happens during the second trimester, where something happens and it misaligns your body with your brain. I don't know which one develops incorrectly, but that's just what I think. I think that it's a body issue, because there's nothing wrong with my brain. But I'm going to take steps to correct my body.
In chain, my soul feels stained. I can't explain, gotta itch my brain.
There's been sort of a raise in kids who are younger and younger realizing that they are transgender. There are adults who say that, your child will hate you for allowing them to transition. For, I would say, about 85% of trans people, they've known that something was up for a very long time from a very young age, and it's not changing. Those kids are experiencing the same feelings of something's not right, but the difference is now they have a term to describe it sooner. Why would you want to have someone live miserably for a decade or longer? If you can save them from surgeries, that'd be awesome. To deal with this when they're young so that, you don't get used to them being who you thought they were and having it be a big to do when they come out later because you're too consumed with your own feeling. They're not too young to know. They should be taken seriously. There is a possibility that it is a phase, but if it's not, it's so damaging.
Lately, my whole aim is to maintain and regain control of my mainframe.
I understand where you're coming from, but in all honesty, you never had a brother or sister, or mom or dad. They were acting in that role. They were acting as they were expected to. And for you to say they're selfish for discovering themselves, for wanting to be happy, for not, being able to live a lie, it is in no way selfish to be yourself. Unless you are a murderer.
Boiling is beating out propane. My train of thoughts more like a runaway train.
I think that as Christians or any sort of monotheistic religion that has the devil in it, we give him so much credit. I feel like sometimes him and his demons are like down in hell, like, here you go. And then all of a sudden we're like, that's the devil. And he's like, what? Okay, I guess. He wasn't there. He shows up because you basically invited him. The same thing was said of sneezing, of colds, of leprosy, of being blind, deaf, lame, meaning you can't walk. All of that was caused by the devil. And now we know that that is preposterous. You know that the term bless you comes from people who were sick and sneezing were believed to have demons in them, and that sneezing was God's way of trying to exorcise the demons. Hence the term, God bless you. History repeats itself, and it's aggravating. Learn from your mistakes.
I'm in a fast car, driving in the fast lane in the rain, and I might just hydroplane.
This is not something popular. Why would you willingly be a part of a group whose parents disown them or cuss at them, who get beat up on a regular, who get murdered and nobody seems to care, and murdered cruelly, not just shot, but maimed, disfigured? Church turns up their nose at you. And the same with the trans community. Why would you want to get beat up in the bathroom? Why would you want to go through surgery, have to inject hormones in you every so often, or get electrolysis? Or there's just way too much. It's way too hard for anyone to do this for funsies.
I don't fear none of my enemies, and I don't fear bullets from who.
There's some encouragement if they do believe that you may be that. I've seen that, like, if you're gay, it's okay to come out, because they know what it was like to be in the closet, to be teetering back and forth, or to get the shock of your life when you realize that you were. So there's that. We know how hard it is, and we don't want anyone to go through that who doesn't need to. But if you do need to, we do want to help you, want to encourage you. We don't want you to have to go through all the same painstaking steps that, the first out trans people had to go through. That's stupid.
Sane and the insane rivalry, paranoid run me to my knees. Lord, please, 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 take away my anxiety.